Hello again, welcome back to another edition of the Rural Report. I am your Rural 2IC, and today we want to continue the coverage on the Israeli war as well as some of the global stuff that kind of falls in line with this. So, um, without anything, let's just jump right into this. So, the UN Security Council resolution on Iran's missile program has expired yesterday, which means that Russia is now free to deliver hypersonic and other missiles to Iran. My guess is everybody knew about this, including Russia and Iran, and probably the second that that thing hit, shipments they're probably already there now. So uh, uh, it's something to make note of and keep an eye on in the future. Um, Going along with that, the U.S. conducted a nuclear test in Nevada hours after Russia moved to revoke the global test ban. Um, I was reading something about Russia was keeping a close eye on those testing, and they were trying to confirm that one, it really did happen, and collect as much information. And I believe that they put out something on their end that if things come out, that they will probably do a test very similar. This is all just right now from my opinion. This is just kind of show of force, flex your muscles, the big dog barking, who can do it the loudest. But it's a data point. Next, China's PLA aircraft carrier, a destroyer, and a replenishment ship has been spotted entering the South China Sea. Now, why is that important? Why am I bringing that up? Okay, well, two reasons. One, the USS Ronald Reagan aircraft carrier is currently in the South China Sea. And I think at one point they were like 40 nautical miles away from each other, which that's pretty darn close. But two, the attack on the Baltic connector that is the gas pipeline and I believe communications cables. If you remember that in the news, we talked about that a little bit. Um, that was kind of that same incident of the Nord Stream. We're having another one right here in the Baltics. Well, now it's coming out that a Chinese ship was in the area and is now a suspect of might have been involved in that disturbance. Let's go that way. So that's kind of making a stir online. If you haven't seen it, I've been seeing a ton of online rumors and whispers and different things. A lot of calls that are that this event could be regarded as kind of an attack on NATO infrastructure, which is a very, very dangerous statement to make, especially if you're talking about China, because now you are saying Russia's really close to a NATO thing, and now you're saying China is close to a NATO thing. I don't know if this is going to be like another Nord Stream to where something happened, everybody kind of points some fingers, everybody draws their own conclusions, and nothing actually comes out officially about anything. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. I'm sure a lot of you have seen or at least heard Biden went on last night to do a presidential address from the Oval Office, I think, and asked Congress for $106 billion. Now, if you want, I did go on and I did research the actual official ask to Congress. It is $106 billion, and it goes through, and I wrote down the notes on how that is all supposed to be distributed. So if you guys want me to do a 5-minute little breakdown video of what all that money is supposed to go, if it passes, or maybe I'll wait until it passes and then I'll go through the breakdown of it. Moving on from that, the Egyptian army conducted an unplanned surprise live fire exercise today, which is quite interesting. So with all the stuff going on, the tensions ratcheting up, all the different things, they just decided to grab all their military and go, hey, put some live ammo in that thing and let's shoot off and run some exercises. So it's kind of interesting on all that. And actually, you know what? I have more things to cover. I never put these in any specific order. I just kind of write them down because there's so much going on. These are kind of the top ones. I'm just going to go off the top of my head here because I want to get into something really quick. I was going to do this as my own video, but this is probably a good one. So if you've stayed this long, stick with me just for a few more minutes because I want to do a thought experiment on this. Okay, so right now we have Hamas in Palestine and you have Israel, and they're going at it. Yes, you have some other people kind of getting somewhat involved and whatnot, but let's leave that out of that for the moment. What is the end game? Okay, these are two groups of people that have been fighting for decades. Okay, sometimes you get a series of days, weeks, months, whatever, of a ceasefire. You get some calmness, and then it fires right off. Sometimes it's 2, 3 days. Sometimes it goes for a week or two, and then it calms down, and then it goes up, and then it calms down, and then there's some flexing, some muscle, and this and that, and everything. Obviously, you know, they're not going to be friends. Okay, it's obvious. Probably anybody you talk to is going to at least agree on that part, that they're, at least for the foreseeable future, they will never ever just lay down and be like, okay, you know what, we're just going to, you know, do whatever we got to do. We'll stay over here, you stay over there, or we're just going to be friends. Okay, let's go out of that. So if we're Hamas, what is our end game? You know, Hamas cannot go in on their own and just take out the entire country of Israel. There's too many people. You have all sorts of Europe and United States and Canada and whatever that's going to go in if things got really bad or a nuke went off or whatever. Okay, so uh, Hamas cannot, even if everybody stayed out of it, and even if Hamas went in and just leveled everything and took out all that, you have so many Israeli people all over the world. Okay, so unless Hamas suddenly gets, you know, a thing and just starts going door to door to every door on the planet and just a total ethnic cleansing genocide, and even then, it's not going to work. Okay, so what is their end game? You know, has anybody thought about this? You know, when you do something, you have a clear goal and a clear objective. What is it on both sides, not just Hamas? That being said, let's go over to Israel. What is Israel's end game? What is their goal? You know, are they going to do the same thing? Are they going to go in there and just level all of Palestine? You know, the world's not going to stand by and let that happen. You know, even the U.S. is not going to let that happen. There is innocent people that is in Palestine. Now, yes, Palestine did go through and vote and has Hamas leadership, supposedly. You know, I'm not over there. I don't know how all that works, but supposedly, officially, these people come in, they voted, you know, there's your leadership. So, to a certain extent, yeah. Is it fully? I don't know. But the world's not going to let them just go in and level it. Okay, you already have Iran and Russia and China and all these other people going in, going, hey, you know, it's got to be a two-state thing. They're not going to let them do that. Okay, and then even if they did go through and just drop every huge weapon they have and just level the whole thing, they're going to get blowback and everything, and it'll just escalate from there. But, you know, here's your thing. This isn't a, how do you want to put it? This isn't a thing to where it is a group of giants with 4 arms and 2 heads, to where you go, look, here's proof that every single one of them is completely evil and all they do is just kill humans. And so the only way to end this is to go through and take all the giants completely out. Okay. When you get into religion, when you get into politics, when you get into sports or anything along those lines, it's an idea. Okay, it's in your head. Now, I know I'm on dangerous, kind of shaky ground, and I'm not here to try and offend anybody, but there is multiple religions. Okay, and so if you have a Catholic versus a Christian versus somebody of Muslim faith versus, you know, of all the different ones, there's multiple religions all over the place. Okay, you cannot take 100 people and put them in the room and go through and point to each and every individual going, that person's Catholic, that person's this, you know. Now, yes, granted, maybe their clothing or whatever might give you an idea, but not all the time. It's not guaranteed. And so therefore you might pick somebody and be wrong just because of their outward appearance. And the thing is you might pick somebody and go, oh, that is whatever, and be completely wrong, that there's something else. You cannot look at somebody for the most part. Now, yes, there's symbology and everything. I get it. I'm already trying to like run through as I'm trying to get out what I want to say. Of all the things, it's going to you'll probably get down in the comments or find their way in my email. Anyway, you're not going to be able to usually just look at somebody like right here. Okay, just a middle-aged guy wearing a white T-shirt. Okay, if I was just walking down the street, you're not going to know right off the bat what my favorite sports team is, or what my favorite pizza topping, or my favorite color. It's in here. And the thing is even if you go, all right, everybody that their favorite color is purple, okay, you're not going to be able to go around and eliminate the purple favorite color people, because you won't know. Now, yes, if I'm wearing a purple T-shirt and you go, oh, you like purple, and you go and you take that person out, might not be my favorite color. Maybe it's just the next thing I grabbed, Well, why do I have to pay the price for that? Versus somebody who hides it really well, in their head, they love purple, but they just don't do it out in public. So they go under the radar. The point is it's every group of people, whether that is the Triple K, whether that is any sort of ISIS or other terrorist organization, whether that's Nazis or anything. We've never eradicated Nazis. There's still Nazis today, okay? There's still Klansmen today. You'll never get rid of it because it's an idea. It's a bad idea, at least in my opinion, and I think probably most people agree with me. It's a bad idea. But the point of it is you will never, ever get rid of it. It won't. Once somebody has that idea and it's in their head and that's what they do, I mean, the best you can do is, try and show them your point of view and win them over. That whole re-education thing, it's a forced thing. And so any of this stuff, you have to be able to basically live your life and lead by example. But this whole thing where it's just this, huge fighting, they lob a missile, we lob a missile, they shoot somebody, we shoot somebody, this, that, we take hostages, this. What is the end goal? Because as far as I can tell, there isn't one. And if somebody knows what it is or has a good guess, please put it down in the comments, let me know. Because as far as I can see, going through and trying to war game this out on paper, there is no win on either side. There is no win for anybody in the world. There's small little victories here and there, but as far as an actual end game, to where once this happens between Hamas and Palestine and Israel and all the other stuff, there is no end game. Okay, so just a thought exercise on it. Hopefully you guys found it interesting, and maybe you guys can go through and use that information and kind of look through some stuff. But guys, everything's ratcheting up. It's been actually a little quieter today. There was, thank God, 2 hostages officially released, so that is a great thing. But you have to look at it. They didn't go in there and extract them. They released them. Why? Ask why every time. Is that a forced thing? Did they get something in return? Who benefits from this? Why was only 2 released? There's optics and closed door things going on. And the best that we can do is just sit back, spectate, and take notes for future. So with that, we're just going to let this one go. And I'll be back tomorrow. Unless something pops off, I'll be back later tonight. Maybe I might do a live here coming up. I'll let you guys know, but just head on a swivel. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep preparing. More information definitely to come. Remain united. We're all prepping in this together.